intercepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Off the play fake, Prescott. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard.
Let's go, D. 45 the mark. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. 45. Mike, 45. Oh, yeah.
From the gun, Jackson steps away to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. First down throw for Prescott. Able to find Higgins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
45, 45, 45. 46, 46. Check the backer, check the backer.
Here's Prescott. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Carlos Basham able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This one from 48 yards away. The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Well, he's got some breathing room. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big play there.
One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Steelers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them. Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter.
It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
Circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Jackson. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Yetur Gross-Matos. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. And he's got room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run with Nwangu. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Prescott now from the 50. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
This was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Looking to throw. Prescott. Flush to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And now here is another interception. Good positioning, and it's picked off. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch a slap, watch a slap, watch a slap.
They'll go right back to the Nwangwu.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Going for the deep ball. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 33. First play's a run with Nwangwu. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Room to run past midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 114 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Nwangwu. The tackle made by K'Lavon Chaisson. Good gain there on 1st down and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Man, they ain't got nothing. Here we go 47.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He'll get this to Nwangwu. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Handoff right side, Nwangwu. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now. I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. 2nd and 5. Here's Nwangu. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Now a give running right, Nwangu. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. Put a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
So the victory here for Seattle, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Seahawks, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers